Good morning. Russia has invaded Ukraine. Explosions were heard across the city from early this morning. There are huge queues as people try to leave the capital, Kiev, with shelling also reported in Kharkiv, Dnipro and Mariupol. This is the scene in Kiev right now, where the streets are largely empty as people try to flee. World leaders in America, the EU and the UK have condemned Putin's actions, saying tougher sanctions will follow. But the Russian president warned any attempt to interfere would lead to immediate consequences you have never seen. Geraint Vincent has the latest.
It started early this morning. The Russian assault on Ukraine began with missile attacks on key targets. This was an airport. But across the country, Ukrainians woke to explosions lighting up the dawn sky. They came with an ominous message from Russia's president. Whoever would try and stop us and further create threats to our country, said Vladimir Putin, should know that Russia's response will be immediate and lead you to such consequences that you have never faced in your history. He warned Ukrainians not to resist and to lay down their arms as columns of Russian armoured vehicles rolled across Ukraine's borders in the south, north and east. As sirens wailed across the Ukrainian capital, the Ukrainian president declared martial law. Volodymyr Zelensky urged his people not to panic. We are strong, he told them. We are ready for anything and we will defeat everyone because we are Ukraine. The traffic queues to leave Kiev lengthened through a fearful morning. The assault on this sovereign nation, so long expected, has finally come, and everything has changed. Geraint Vincent, ITV News.
Let's take you live to Kiev now and join our Europe editor, James Mates. James, the intelligence warnings this time were right. It's midday there now. How is it?
Well, it's been a relatively quiet morning after we were woken by some big explosions on the outskirts of the city, thought to be the airfields and airports being attacked, and sirens right across the city. But literally just a couple of moments ago, there was a large bang, really quite close to here. So whether that means that the war is effectively moving properly to the capital now, well, we'll have to wait and see. There are lots of reports of heavy fighting, but mostly in the east and the south, but reporting is sporadic, potentially unreliable, but it does seem there is significant resistance to the Russian advance. We also wait to hear shortly what London, Brussels, Washington intend to do as they all get ready to announce a massive new package of sanctions.
James Mates for now. Thank you very much. Our deputy political editor, Anushka Asthana, is at Downing Street, where an emergency Cobra meeting has been taking place this morning. We are expecting the Prime Minister to address the nation.
I'm told that Boris Johnson is in a room on his own right now, writing that speech in which he is going to call this invasion a catastrophe for the continent. As you say, it came after that Cobra meeting with his Foreign Secretary, Defence Secretary and others, where they talked about ramping up sanctions. That will be discussed with the G7 leaders this afternoon in a remote meeting. Sources tell me that Boris Johnson wants the largest and most severe package of sanctions ever put in place against Russia. He hopes to get agreement on that. They say if he doesn't get agreement, he will still want to push ahead. But remember, this does come after some criticism of weak sanctions earlier in the week. Even the Conservative chair of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee in Parliament said they were weak, said they might have encouraged Vladimir Putin.
Anushka Asthana, thank you very much. And as we say goodbye, an advisor to Ukraine's president says about 40 people have been killed so far in the Russian attack. We will, of course, have the very latest from Ukraine at 11 o'clock. For those trying to escape the capital, Kiev, please join us at 11 this morning. Bye-bye.